Boom, there we are. Hey everybody, I'm Rob the Builder. Can we build it? Yes, we can. Now, sorry to be tardy to the party, but yes, I failed to get properly organised. Now, hi, hello to David and Bassman, her ladyship, and Basswoman. Now, today I'm just going to be doing various things on the VW, because, well, I've got various things to do. What can I tell you? Ahoy, hoy.
Hello. How's everybody?
Yeah.
Hello, David.
Now, I believe it's your turn to choose a letter.
Let's go with that. We chose Q yet.
Q. There's an interesting one for sure.
I'll
Q. Let's see what Q contains, shall we?
think about that earlier.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
We did do Q once before because we did Queen.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
Have we done E?
Here's an interesting one that I had not actually thought. I just saw it. I thought, what's that doing here? And then I saw what it actually means.
All right.
Are you ready for this?
Go.
Quaint. Now, to me, quaint is rather, oh, how quaint sort of
Quaint.
a thing.
Yep.
Incorrect, apparently. Cunt. In some North Country dialects, that we talk about the North Country of the UK, this sense may still be found, although it's hardly ever encountered in mainstream English. In the past, the word is also written, and it gives various ways that would actually suggest probably a French origin. I won't go into all the different ways. The earliest example quoted in the Oxford English Dictionary is dated around 1330. Her quaint above her knee, naked the knights what knew. The word was used a number of times by Chaucer. The following example is taken from The Miller's Tale, where Nicholas takes a direct approaching to seeking Alison's favours. And privily he caught her by the quaint, and said, unless I have my will for dear love of thee, Leman, I shall spill and hold her hard by the haunch bones. Well, the word is also used in The Wife of Bath's Tale, where the good wife refers to her favourite organ not only as a quaint, but also as a quoniam, bellicose, beautiful thing. Bellicose, beautiful thing, interesting. And the chamber of Venus. By the 17th century, the word was already being avoided and does not, for example, appear anywhere in Shakespeare's works. Andrew Marvell, however, seems to have been prepared to use it, though only ambiguously. The following passage is taken from his poem To His Coy Mistress, written in the middle of the 17th century. But at my back I always hear Time's winged chariot hurrying near, and yonder all before us lie. Desert. Where does it say that? It doesn't say that at all. Anyway, there we go.
Good night.
Oh no, it goes on for this goes on for quite some little while.
Yeah, it did. That was a long one.
It's a whole thing, but ultimately it goes on further. Richard Burton used it in his 1888 translation of The Arabian Nights. A different Richard Burton to the actor, I'd suggest. No.
I think so as well. Let's hope so anyway.
Another meaning of quaint is known, hence to acquaint, to become known. This connection between knowledge and sex is implicit in many words.
Wow.
The word know itself bears this double meaning, and conceive has a similar duality. It can mean either to form in the mind or to form in the womb. Again, cunt and cunny are related to cunning, the original meaning which was knowing or knowledgeable.
Wow.
This duality also occurs in other Indo-European languages and even in unrelated languages such as Hebrew. There you go, kids.
Wow.
So next time you hear somebody it's been suggested that someone's being quaint, yeah, really.
Dang. Very informative.
It was quite a lengthy one, but I think, you know, a journey that was kind of interesting all up.
It was interesting. It was.
I
Damn.
forgot to get my coffee out of the way. Oh, dearie me.
Oh. Must have the coffee.
Oh, fuck yeah. All righty. Now, to business.
Man, I think you've been sending that Australian heat my way, haven't you?
Oh, mate, it's been savage down here.
It's been
yesterday
like
in the terms that you would use, it got to 111, bit over. So maybe 112 or so.
A frying egg, won't it?
Oh, fuck yeah. And that's just here. And I know that's the official temperature. Now, the official temperature, and I believe this is an international standard, is taken in the shade. I saw a picture of a thermometer that was pretty much getting the reflected heat and stuff. And it was up to, in our temperatures, I think it was 46.2.
Girl.
Now, the bit where it starts getting... Well, the bit where it starts getting very full on is where... that's, as I said, that's just here. Up north, there was 3 degrees warmer.
Wow.
Yeah, they copped it sweet.
Yeah, it's been nice and toasty here today. Me and the dog have been outside most of the day.
I'll tell you one thing I don't mind about the hot weather, or something that I find kind of amuses me when it's around, is when I do the watering. Because I like to use those, you know how you get those hoses that have got like carefully spaced, they're clear, and they've got like carefully spaced holes, and basically you just water quite a strip.
Yeah.
I like using them. I think they're a really great way to get, you can actually curve them around and stuff. I think they're a marvelous invention. Makes life so easy. Anyway, point is that I use one of them here. And one of the things I actually kind of like when I'm watering with that on a hot day is, oh my, is that upside down? I need to turn it the right way up so as the water comes out properly. Oh yeah, nice and wet. That kid playing in the sprinkler thing has not really removed itself from my soul.
Yeah, wasn't that the best times ever growing up? When summertime, turn a hose pipe over upside down and let it spray up in the air.
We didn't do that over here, or you don't really get the chance to do that over here because we have a different type of fire thing. So you can't really do it. But what we do is we get the just the sprinklers at home.
Yeah. That's what we use, the hose pipe at home.
Oh, yes, sorry. I thought you meant like the ones we see out in. Well, I see.
No, I've never actually seen that or done that myself.
You know what I'm talking about, though, don't you?
So yeah, we take the hose pipe, turn it upside down, and put between 2 bricks.
Yeah, look, yeah, just kids having fun as kids. It was great. Any young people listening, don't grow up now. It's no fun.
Yeah. Don't do it.
You stay young.
Sex and bills ain't always cracked up to be. It sure isn't.
I remember once, I can't remember how old I was, but you see, I've never really been one to do the settle down and all that sort of caper. And I think well into my 30s, and I was saying to someone who pretty much had settled down, you know, man, maybe I should just sort of grow up a bit and settle down. And he's looked at me. He said, how old are you? He said, 30. We'll say I was 37 just for the sake of an argument.
Okay.
37, he's there, and you've managed to avoid responsibility all this time. Pretty much. He's there. You just keep running with that for as long as you can.
Absolutely.
And I got to say, it's a funny thing because Chris, who I go fishing with, he was always the far more settled of the two of us. And he's got a wife and kid and yada yada yada. And I'm me. And it's a curious thing because I remember saying to him, or we were discussing it, and basically it came about that came to the conclusion that I thought what he'd done as far as doing the settle down thing was far more sensible than what I'd done.
Oh, well, don't like that.
No, here's the kicker. There's a kicker with this. And the kicker is, he said, well, I can see why you might say that, but speaking for myself, you've lived your life and you've done a whole stack of stuff that I've simply not had the opportunity to. And it was a curious thing that whilst I thought what he'd done was more sensible, he wished he'd lived his life more like me. So it's a question of perspective.
Yep. Absolutely it is. That's what we tell our son. Don't worry about no woman. Don't worry about, women, boys, animals, or nothing. Just be yourself.
Do what feels natural, man.
Yep. Make yourself happy.
It's a pretty sound option. There's going to be a lot of people in the world who try to tell you to be unhappy because they're pretty unhappy themselves. And, well, all I can say to that is, well, fuck them. I mean, really now, what kind of an attitude does that to go through life with, eh? Cool. Do lighten up.
This is very true.
All righty, that's done. Now, what I'm at the moment, I'm looking mostly at is just getting everything detailed, and then I'm going to start putting shit in. Or putting pieces in, not shit in. I don't want to sort of like go to the toilet somewhere and then go and reclaim it for posterity.
Speaking of shit, what does a vagina and the mafia have in common?
Ooh, that's a curious one. Hit us with it.
One slip of the tongue, you're in deep shit.
Well, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Yep. They take that omerta shit serious.
Yeah, one slip of the tongue and you're in deep shit.
I've watched a few docos about the mafia and the FBI and stuff like that. And there's one I saw that's it was genuinely interesting. It wasn't sensationalizing. It was just breaking it down to facts. And they had interviews with FBI investigators and with some of the mafia guys who had turned. And it was interesting. Like there was one guy who quite calmly and level-headedly admitted to having to kill a friend just because of the way things were and the word had come down, that's what you did, and da-da-da. And the way the guy talks about this shit, and he's been involved in like 20 murders. And as he's talking about this, and this is the real shit, of course, it's just like he has no soul. You can see just the way he talks, he's lost any soul he had, he has lost. It's full on.
Yeah, I mean, to do some of the things they've had to do, yeah. I can totally see and understand that.
And yeah, just to sort of like see it from a first-hand account from interviews with the oh, hey Tony, how you doing? Just to get the first-hand accounts of it is, well, it was this very interesting. It's the bottom line here. There's no other real way of wording that.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine.
Some of that real stuff is disturbing as well. I guess that's why it's interesting.
Sure.
Yeah. But they had, there was one guy who they interviewed. He actually came over as quite pleasant natured. And the reason he ended up turning state's evidence was all of it, the way it had all gone down. And the son of one of the other guys who'd been pinged and who was a good mate of his son's, had committed suicide over it all. And basically his son started becoming a fuck up. And he realized the impact of what his life choices were having on his family. And whilst he was quite happy to go to jail, he had no problems with that. He had done his crimes. He had to pay for that. He was fine with that. He didn't want it to affect his family. And what he basically says, look, I'll tell you whatever you want to know, so long as you protect my family and make it that my son can go to college.
Fair enough, I guess.
He didn't ask for any sentence reduction because he knew what he had done. And to a point, you can respect that viewpoint, to a point.
Yeah, you can.
He shouldn't have put himself in that position in the first fucking place. But notwithstanding that, and yeah, he did ultimately get a sentence reduction that he didn't ask for. And is obviously in witness protection now because once you open your mouth, they won't forget.
No.
And but his son was in medical school, so and therefore obviously didn't have to go down the same pathways. So yeah, that was interesting to see as well. But he made no bones about the stuff he had done. He didn't bullshit or lie. He said, look, this is what we did. Yeah. But yes.
Yeah.
One slip and you are indeed in the shit.
This is so true.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, that parrot clip you sent me.
That bears are crazy, right?
The you got to say, it's got the mouth of a grandma.
Yeah.
With the whole sort of like, what you come in here with more. Do you come in here with more than just attitude? Nah, any joke. God,
yeah, that one intrigued me to do further investigation on them talking parrots.
Oh, yeah. And the one that's seen horrible things, dearie me. Dearie me. What? You got to wonder if it's been trained to.
Oh, well, I would imagine so.
Just for humor value. And I think, oh, this will be funny. And you think, gee, God.
Crazy. Like the gorillas.
I have heard, yeah, the gorillas are amazing, mate. They look, in many ways they're hard not to get a big soft feelings for, because they're just they're huge. They will, oh my God, you just wouldn't want to upset one. But clearly also incredibly gentle.
Yeah, from what I was saying, they are.
That said, an upset gorilla would be a bad thing.
Yeah, you're gonna have a bad day with that.
Imagine being a so maybe a leopard who got a little bit too clumsy. Yeesh. That wouldn't end well.
Right.
And that would happen sometimes too. I was seeing.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I've seen footage of a leopard that got caught by a baboon troop Oh, hey, John.
Oh, by a baboon troop. Oh my God,
Yeah, it wasn't pretty.
he fared off pretty bad, didn't he?
Eventually got out, but not before the baboons had torn pretty brutally. I mean, let's face it, they've got big teeth, and they're monkeys, they're fast. Are baboons monkeys or apes? There is a difference. I think they're apes.
Yeah, that'd be ape. Absolutely.
Because I believe monkeys have tails and are smaller.
Yep. Yeah, like little spider monkeys.
They're funny. They
Spider
are funny as fuck. I'll tell you what's a funny animal to watch in operation too. And
Can you still have one of them as a pet though?
spider monkeys?
Yeah, I know sometimes you can own one.
I
Can you
don't
still?
know. Here's a curious one for you on the topic of animals you can and cannot have. Give you a moment, just get a mouthful of coffee. Okay, now there's increasingly a movement to make pugs, as in the domestic breed, the pug, illegal because of their inability to breathe properly and yada 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 and da da da.
Pugs?
Pugs.
Yeah, them ugly ass little dogs.
Now, here's the thing. Apparently, one such place is Texas. Curiously, however, whilst you cannot have a pug in Texas, they have not passed laws against having such animals as chimpanzees, tigers, and there are indeed instances of tigers in private zoos in Texas. So, ludicrously, you cannot have a pug, but you can have a tiger.
Wow. Well, I know here in North Carolina, you know, we can have pugs. My neighbor behind me, he's got one. And I think that dog's probably got to be 14, 15 years old. They have to pick him up, carry him outside to use the bathroom now. He can't really walk no more.
Is that stage, is he poor bugger?
Yeah. Yeah.
I used to know a guy who they had bloodhounds, and one of them, he was mostly quite healthy, except that he had actually lost functional use of his rear legs.
Yeah, I've seen something like that. It's sad.
And the way he moved, I mean, he could gesture, you know, that he would let him know when he needed to move. And he was apparently, I've seen it in operation, he was entirely comfortable with being grabbed by the base of the tail, lifted up, and he'd have some capacity with his back legs, but mostly it was all done by the front legs, and they would just follow his tempo.
Yep.
You think, yeah, well, I can understand that if he doesn't need to die, right, and they've grown very attached and yada yada yada. I'm not too sure how good that is for the dog, though. In reality, because, well, although bloodhounds it does vary from one breed to another as to how animals act and what they need and don't need. Scope this one out. Some friends of mine had a greyhound, and apparently, with a greyhound, you need to put in almost no effort. The metabolism is scorchingly fast, as you'd expect.
Greyhound, them big ass dogs. Good night.
Yeah. And so fast, in fact, that you don't even really need to exercise them to keep them clean.
If that dog want to make you his bitch, he could definitely do it.
Oh, no, greyhounds are just the running dogs.
Oh, yeah, I know. They're big ass dogs.
Oh,
yeah.
They can be. The ones that are ready for racing are pretty strong.
Yeah, huge dogs.
But there's a thing that you get over here where you get former racing dogs and people adopt them.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
And when you get a greyhound, the basic drill you're told is, look, you don't have. With most breeds of dogs, of course, you got to give them exercise. Greyhounds, not so.
True. True.
You can just, their metabolism is so fast that you just don't need to, which I think is pretty cool. Now that's that done.
Big, a human adult could ride them. Crazy, right?
Oh, mate. Yeah. The some of the, I tell you, some dogs I've seen, they've got a question as to why people would want them.
Now, the Mancoon cat. Have you ever seen any Mancoon cats?
No.
Oh man, huge pussies. I don't know where they originated from, but our son shows us a lot of videos about Mancoons. People own them. They're beautiful animals.
Yep.
They kind of remind me of a oversized bobcat.
Oui.
Yeah.
It's a curious thing. I mean, I don't think of bobcats as being particularly, what's the word I'm looking for?
Aggressive.
But that's only probably true for an adult. I had heard from some friends in Canada, and basically, if you've got kids out playing out and about, you may wish to be aware of, depending where you are, you may wish to be aware of any potential bobcats in the area, because they'll view a child as prey.
Really? I've never heard of all.
Apparently so.
Wow.
You got to be saying that's a bit unsporting.
Trying to remember I have mounted several bobcats over my taxidermy years. I think the largest one I mounted, it was about 35-pound bobcat, huge cat.
Right. Now, well, here we go. What you could consider on that front, you look at a kid who's, say, 5 or 6. They don't weigh that much. Now, for a decent sized bobcat, I'd be saying, tasty.
I guess if the cat's big enough, he could drag it off, couldn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Damn.
Oh, yeah. And they would too. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Yes, they and I got that information from, or an actual life experience from a friend of my friends in Canada. Where,
really?
Yeah. One of their kids was playing out in the snow and got stuck. And long and the short of it, as they've been heading out there to address the issue, they got a bit of a wriggle on when they realised that just on the edge of the trees, having a good close look at this, was a bobcat. So it was just like, Jesus. Yeah, they were lining the kid up for being dins.
Huh. Yeah, bobcats down here are very elusive animals. You don't never see them. The only time I've ever heard of people encountering them while they were in a deer stand.
Yep.
And they see them walk by.
I've also heard of cougars taking people.
No, that don't surprise me at all.
No, they get quite large.
Yeah, don't surprise me at all.
And it's one of those you wouldn't see him.
Oh man, I'd hate to know I was
not till it was too late.
Oh, can you imagine? I could imagine.
Oh, that would be. Look, I would frankly be. Or
being mauled by a bear. They have a lot of bears.
Yeah. Bears, I would actually. Speaking for myself. Okay, here we go. As a hypothetical, if me, as in me, was going for, if I was going for a hike in the woods in North America, I think my biggest concern, I'd put a bell on my backpack because I know about the bear thing. If they hear you coming, they'll probably fuck off anyway. I believe that's the drill. But I reckon my single biggest concern would be cougars. Because I don't think there's too many animals beyond getting on the wrong end of a bear by accident that you really need to be too concerned about as a human. I mean, keep your distance from all the other ones, yes. Don't get too close to the deer. Don't get too close to any of them. They're wild animals, for fuck's sake now.
I know, absolutely.
I'll tell you an animal I definitely wouldn't want to get on the wrong end of. A bison.
Oh, shit.
That would fuck you up. Get this. They are, or the American bison, because there's two types. There's also a European bison. But the American bison, being the larger of the two, is the 12th largest animal on the planet.
12th largest animal on the planet.
Yep.
Huh. Interesting.
You wouldn't have thought so, would you?
Oh, I mean, that's interesting.
But it's the ones that are above it are things like obviously some of the whales.
Bison do they get really big, so I can believe that actually.
A male bison will get up to a ton, a metric ton, which is 2,200 pounds.
Right.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Now, when you're talking about bigger animals, the obvious ones are things like your whales. And indeed, a large part of the first stats, bang, whales, elephants. Then, of course, you start getting to your hippos and your rhinos. Well, once you get past them, and bear in mind that a lot of sea-growing creatures aren't that big. I mean, they're physically large, but not necessarily a ton in weight. Yeah, your largest animal. Now, I might want to check that it's the largest land animal, but either way, it's one of the biggies.
Oh yeah, I would imagine it had to be the largest land animal.
And the impact of 2,000 pounds of buffalo charging into someone is something that really doesn't bear much thought of being on the receiving end of. After all I'm saying is glory, glory, what a hell of a way to die. I know that a number of people every year die that way, die by, obviously not bison, but buffalo charge in Africa, trampled to death. So, yeah. Indeed, I actually quite dig the Cape buffalo from Africa. Do you know the ones I mean?
The who now?
They're called Cape buffalo.
Cape buffalo.
Yep.
No, lightness.
Oh, they are scary, scary animals. They're around the same sort of a size as a bison. Bison is a bit bigger, but they're also called the Black Death and the Widowmaker.
The Black Death and the Widowmaker.
They're black in color. And the Widowmaker, I think you can join dots on that one.
Mm-hmm.
And what they'll do, when they're threatened by lions, for example, say the lions lined up one of their, let me just see, there we go, this one, a calf, and has maybe even started to sink its teeth in, what they do is they will actually close ranks and charge.
Yeah, they're on the porch out there. Yeah, would you?
And it's something to see when you've got a group of or the closed ranks of buffaloes staring down a pride of lions.
Ain't amazing how they team up like that. How instinctively.
Yeah. And
That's
when
really
you watch it, what's really impressive to speculate is you can see they're actually using what could be viewed as straight out military tactics. Close ranks,
yeah,
form
you
up.
can. Huh. That does kind of make sense, to be honest with you.
Wow.
They know where their strength lies in numbers, facing forward, trample. You got horns in the way. What are you going to say to that? Nothing. That's what.
I'm going to tuck
They
my
know
tail between my legs and run like a son bitch.
it. But yeah, it's they're a very impressive animal to watch in operation. Don't get me wrong, lions will successfully take one down every now and again, but it requires coordination and isolating it, and there's a whole stack of things they do to get it achieved. Why? Because they're lions.
I'll be like Jenny telling Forrest, run, Forrest, run.
Oh yeah. Now, next I would like to. There's something I would like to do.
Thank you, mate.
I'm gonna rinse this.
Got me goggles today.
Oh, nice. He
Yep.
shoots, he scores.
So now I can
Nice
finish
one.
my wiring on this Demon Duster.
Nice.
Demon Duster. Yeah, pretty excited about that.
I bet. Now, what else was I going to get onto?
That's what my dog was barking at a while ago.
I'm thinking of getting some new goggles because these ones are good, but there's some I've seen on the internet and they come with like an inbuilt light.
Yeah, that's what this one's got. It's actually got a side light on it.
Yeah, and I've got to say, I can certainly see that being real handy.
I think most ones watching this stream could contest. If you're over 50, you need some light and some glasses.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I'd even go further, regardless of age, just for precision. I mean, certainly the younger people wouldn't have had their eyesight afflicted as the older ones by years of self-pleasure. But
They tell me to make me go
it
blind.
doesn't hurt to get that little pardon. Yeah. But it doesn't hurt to get that little bit more accuracy and clarity in what you're doing at any time.
Daddy said, you playing with that thing, it'll make you go blind, boy.
That's the one. Who said that? I know there's someone there. I can hear you breathing. Now, a couple of other bits I want to check. Now, these are the. Yes. They're just.
You know how you tell if you're at a gay cookout? Hot dogs taste like shit.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, my dog. Yeah, I heard it. I didn't. Yeah, nice one. Now, my headset dropped out at just the wrong time.
Yeah, I thought it.
Yeah. All right. Now, other things I'm curious about.
I got a little Johnny joke for you.
I'll hit us with it.
All right. So little Johnny was an hour late for school. He walks into the classroom. Teacher says, Johnny, why are you an hour late? He said, ma'am, he said there was an old lady outside. She had dropped a $20 bill, and I was standing out there while she was looking for it. The teacher said, "Oh, Johnny, that was really nice of you to help her find her money." "Oh, no, ma'am. No, I couldn't move my foot until she left."
Yeah. Nice. Nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Has anybody ever found any money on the street before, or in a grocery store or anything? I have one time.
I haven't. Yeah, I've never had quite. I do know that some guys I used to work with, and this is dead set serious too. What they used to do was, and this is when I was working at a gaming room, where there was pokie machines, and sometimes people would be, yeah, they'd be in such a hurry to get back to the machine that they'd actually leave money in the ATM. They wouldn't pick it all up, because what it was, you know, some ATMs push it out.
Yep.
The one at the pub sort of flicked it out into a tray sort of a style. So you had to reach in and grab it. And apparently they would often reach in, grab, and then not check that they'd grabbed it all, and there would be a note.
Huh, cool.
Yeah, and it was apparently, I used to know guys who's quite, as a matter of common practice, if they saw somebody use the ATM, if they had the opportunity, they would sidle over and have a bit of a goosey gander, see what their luck was like that night. And sometimes, and more commonly than you might expect, there was actually money to be picked up. What do you think?
I found a $20 bill in a grocery store one time, folded up nice and pretty.
Nice.
I found money twice. I found a $5 bill in the parking lot one time, a $20 bill in a grocery store. And you know, you'll find change in drink machines and stuff like that. You know.
Yeah.
But Bassman found a $20 or $100 bill one time. Bassman found a $100 bill one time and turned it into the office at the store she worked at.
Wow.
Good Samaritan she is, huh?
Well, I mean, it's the right thing to do, but.
Well, yeah, but.
Here's what happened. I turned it into the office, and I was told that if nobody claimed it for a week, it would be mine, and I got that money.
So yeah, no one claimed it, so she got it.
Okay. Oh, well, that's not such a foul outcome, it must be said.
Wait a week. I guess like waiting for a paycheck, right?
Well, the thing you always need to be wary of course, is the reality that no good deed goes unpunished.
This is true. Karma is a bitch.
Oh, it is. I mean, you do these good deeds, and karma will pay you for that. It will come up and say, right, well, along with having done this good deed comes the following outcomes. And who knows where that ends? No.
This is true.
I was actually having that line of thought as far as the no good deed goes unpunished thing the other day, because I'd let a couple of people into the traffic, and because it was, well, the polite thing to do, and da-da-da-da-da.
And some people are just...
Unfortunately, one of the people I let in would appear not to have been able to drive, and they got to the intersection before me, naturally, and it's taken an eternity. It's been straight out painful. And I can't therefore be grumpy because I let him in.
Yep.
And so the rule of no good deed goes unpunished was maintained.
That's how it is over in Raleigh, man. You're trying to get out of some of them department stores, people, and especially if you catch it at 4 or 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the afternoon, you're going to wait and wait. And there are
I'll
a
tell you
few
what I find one of the
good
biggest
charities that
problems.
let you out.
Here's a question. Do you guys have many people who reverse into car parks?
Do what?
Like, as in, like a normal car park where you got straight lines across there, and people reverse into them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We get that a lot over here,
Yeah.
and I don't know why a lot of people do it, because to me it's just like, well, you're making your life harder. Why don't you just driving straight?
Oh yeah. Well, I see what I see what you're saying about that.
And a lot of people, yeah, I wouldn't mind if people could do it in one shot.
Yeah.
And the problem I have is, you see dudes doing it, okay, fine, but they've got about 5 different cameras on their car. They have touch sensors. Oh, come now, it can't be this hard.
You're not talking about parallel parking, are you?
No. Parallel parking, yeah,
park places.
you got no real option on that front.
Okay.
I'm talking about, so imagine that's a wall there, and the car parks are laid out like that.
Right.
And they'll go past, and they'll reverse in.
Oh yeah. Fuck that shit, man. I see people do it all the time, and I'm like the same way with you.
Yeah,
But
it's just like, what the fuck, man?
I actually parallel parked the other day in this big SUV we have now,
Yeah.
and I was right proud of myself.
Look, parallel parking, it can be a trick, and reversing is the only way you're really going to pull that. Once upon a time, a parallel parking was absolutely shit hot, and that was because I worked where I worked. It was absolutely essential to basically be able to parallel park, because that was all the parking that was available.
Well, that's all that was
the
available during the week. And the thing about it is, I was parking on a main street. All the businesses were busy. All the parking places were full, but 2, one on one side and one on the other side. And I couldn't get that big SUV into the first spot. And there was a police car parked on the side of the road where I had to parallel park at. So I had to make sure I didn't fuck up.
Yeah.
Because how often do you parallel park, you know? I think I'd done it when I got my driver's license.
It falls broadly into the category of things you do need. Yeah, you have to do it for your test, but do you really want to do it if you can avoid it? No.
Nope.
Do you? I mean, I'll do it if I have to.
That's what she says.
Yeah, well.
I'd do it if I have to.
Yeah, that's it. But the thing that I mean, speaking for myself, I am extremely lazy when it comes to parking, and I'll even do loops of a car park just to find an easy car. I've been known to drive past a couple of car parks. Oh, it looks like there's a nice one over there. Oh, there isn't. I'll go around again. So I just couldn't be fucked, mate. I don't want to have to put effort into parking. That sounds too much like work.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing that. Yeah.
And it never fails. Whenever you go somewhere, all the up close parking places are always taken. Always.
Well, here's the thing, though. A lot of the time, and what I'm finding is, if I just go, okay, my local shopping centre, there's various car parking options, but the place I usually go is just under the is a sheltered one, or an undercover area anyway. And there's about 4 ranks of car parks. And what I will almost invariably do is head straight down the back. And ultimately, I'm really only having to walk about an extra 25 yards tops, 25, 30 yards.
Okay.
And the way I figure it is that's how far I have to walk in order to make my life easy on the car parking front. I'm walking the extra distance.
Mm.
because it's just easier. And I'm a very lazy man.
Them damn parking ramps. God, I hate them some bitches. I have to walk forever and a day.
How do you mean parking ramps?
Like if you got a shopping center and across the street, they got these like 3 layered places you
Oh,
park.
yeah.
I know. Parking garage, parking ramp, parking deck.
Oh, okay. We just call it straight car parks. But we might refer to it as a multi-level car park. Be a little more specific if you see what I'm saying.
Yep. I call them parking ramps because they're all lit ramps.
Well, they do. That's their big thing, isn't it? More than anything else.
Yep.
Right, that's the. We just have a closer look at that. Might just put a bit. Got my first swimming class. Got my distributor cap done now. Bam.
Purdy.
There we go. Yep.
Purdy.
Yeah, looking forward to getting back to doing some swimming. I had my first bass lesson for the year. That went really well.
Oh, did it? Oh, wow.
Mm.
Oh. When you going to play for us again?
Probably soon I can do. But yeah, what I've been working on is basically looking at how to break or how to create bass lines. And you use different things called triads and inversions and different things to create bass lines. And basically, a few sessions ago, my teacher introduced me to this. Oops, excuse me, I just trying to prevent that from being blown away by the aircon. To a YouTube channel that has a whole stack of really quite cool. Like, okay, here we go. They'll have a very simple, say, jazz funk track. And they'll have it with all the instruments, and then they'll have it without certain instruments, so those instruments can play along without hearing what they put in place.
Okay.
And what you do with that is there's different styles, and you showed me one that was an easy jazz blues one. I've been working on that a few weeks ago, and I thought, oh yeah, have a bit of a further look see. And some of what I've discovered has been really, really cool. And it's so before yesterday's lesson, I had a look at and had to go on jazz funk, and it was cool. And because what was cool was, okay, I set it up, and I played my bass line, and because of the way I could see it was working, it just dropped straight into doing easy octaves. So I was doing the the whole slappy sort of thing. And
Oh,
as
wow.
I said to my teacher, yeah, as I said, well, not slappy, but getting that whole sort of funk feel.
Right, right.
And as I said to my teacher, yeah, I just sort of embraced my inner black man. Got into the groove, and it just worked. I didn't overthink it. I just played.
Great.
Just happened, and I'm just going, oh yeah. Or perhaps I should do it properly. Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you felt the music.
But yeah, maybe Sunday.
All right. Looking forward to it.
I'll show you some of the bass lines I'm creating. Because I've really enjoyed doing that. Actually, it's been cool. Unfortunately, I won't be able to do it with the backing tracks because that might be a bit of a copywriting issue there.
Mhm.
I'll work something out.
Yeah, that's kind of a bitch, ain't it? Copyright.
Yeah, you got to be.
Copyright.
Oh, I actually got nailed hard with that on one occasion, but and another time it was just irritating stuff that once I realised what the deal was, I couldn't really argue the point.
Right.
What it is this. First time I just figured, I wouldn't mind having some music in the background. I'll just put on some Pink Floyd. And I got nailed for copyright breach. It wasn't, no, it was a monetary thing. They were just saying, look, this is a breach of copyright data. I thought, well, fuck, well, I want to just have some
Yeah.
music on. But okay, fair enough. I could see it. I accepted that. A bit frustrating, but do what you got to do. And anyway, the one that had me going, are you for fucking real, mate? Was I used to have my ringtone as the James Bond theme. And that's fine, except when my phone rang a couple of times.
No way.
Yes, that is exact. You can see this coming, can't you? And yeah,
Wow.
I got picked for breach of copyright because of the small snippet of the James Bond theme.
Yeah, I knew exactly where you were going with that. Man, that's, I'm going
And
to
there you
say,
go. Say, now you're
that's
sure you're not
blatantly
being a
fucked
wee
up.
bit pedantic.
Wow.
And the thing was, what it was I was actually getting threatened by Facebook that they were going to shut my channel down, and they didn't actually tell me what it was, which is I had to work it out eventually. And then I've realised what it is. I thought, you fucking idiots. And I wouldn't have minded if they'd told me, but I once, because you get a message from them. There's been a little copyright. This is da da da, and I've just basically hit them with, you mind telling me which copyright I've breached? Don't come in with this attitude if you're not going to tell me how to fix it. And
Yeah.
basically gave them the biscuits
Yeah,
because they're just being dickheads.
that's it. That is it. I've actually watched some of your videos from when you first started, and what was it, 4 years ago, 5 years ago?
Something like that, yeah.
Young strapping lad you were.
Ha! It's I first started when I was living at Kensington, and I had a whole stack less stuff to work with, and
Running a brake line.
I'll tell you one thing that I discovered when I first went live, because my very early ones, I didn't have a proper boom set up and da-da-da. And the camera was at an angle where I was actually largely part in shot, which isn't necessarily a great angle. But what I did notice was how big I am. And all I could think was, now I see why people feed me large amounts of food for fear of my actually eating their firstborn. It all makes sense now. Yeah, because the nearest area that it came on was like my arm. Like, I can probably do it for you. But move it out there, sort of a thing, and zoom out, right out. That is right out. There we go. So, like, yeah, I'm sort of like seeing this sort of a caper in the screen. I'm going, oh yeah, maybe most people don't have arms like that. No, Rob, no, they don't. It was funny. I mean, you're very large.
Mirrors and cameras make everything look larger anyway.
Well, that too didn't help the cause. But yeah, it was kind of funny. because, again, as a bigger person, you're not aware of how big you actually are until you see it from a different angle. Well, certainly I'm not. I mean, yeah, clearly.
Yeah, that's why I stand in front of the mirror and look at myself naked. I'm like, that's right.
Ah. I'm starting to feel a bit more positive about it since I started doing more exercise.
Then I step away and go down.
So I'm starting to get a bit more tone returning to my shoulders and stuff, which I'm happy about. And I've got to get myself in better condition if I'm going to be doing my martial arts consultancy and Tai Chi lessons all the time.
Oh, that's right, you do, or you are going to be doing that.
So yeah, I've taken to doing an exercise or series of exercises with a pair of dumbbells that will actually increase your core strength immensely done properly.
They will.
Oh, it's a thing of one of them is just a straight out punching exercise where you basically drop into a horse stance and do punches with weights. And then you do you do the arms of sprinting but with weights. Really cranks your arms and pretty hard and shoulders. Then you do what I call Conans. You remember in the movie Conan the Barbarian, how he throws that flaming pot into the temple?
The Barbarian with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yep. At the end of the movie, he throws a flaming pot into the temple and burns it down. And that's what the Conans therefore are, is you get hold of a dumbbell and you do big circles the way Schwarzenegger does with the pot before he throws it. And then, and this is one that actually I got the idea from, given a bit of US history. What it is, it's what I call building the railroad. What building the railroad is, well, let's face it, a couple of 100 years ago, a whole stack of railroads were built by big black men swinging sledgehammers.
Yep, John Henry.
And they swung them all day. Now, obviously, I don't do it all day. The idea is you get a dumbbell that's about the same weight as a sledgehammer, and you pretty much swing it the same way. And that can really crank your core and stuff. It's great. And then you do what are called the long fist punches, which are, yes, deadly strikes, but also really good exercise. And I'm finding it's really helping my core again. I'm feeling stronger.
Well, I'll tell you what helped our son out a whole lot was when he was a little bit younger. He's actually got great upper chest strength and pecs. He used to cut down trees. We used to go to the woods all the time and he would swing axe, cut trees every weekend.
Look, those sorts of things, it sounds, what's the word? Okay. Yes, there's all sorts of training you can do, but sometimes some of those old, not particularly exercise, but they will crank you hard. Like here we go. Have you ever seen how big a tuna fisherman gets?
No.
Okay, the best way I can put it to you is that there was a guy who won gold medals for Australia at the Olympics as a weightlifter, Dean Lucan. And he was a tuna fisherman. And that wasn't just coincidence, because what they do is they go out on the boats and they've got lines, sometimes on their own, sometimes with a partner. And when the tuna are in a feeding frenzy, they'll just drop the hooks in and reef in these big fish. and they're expected to do that for as long as is required.
Right.
And they wind up with these enormous lats, and they have to deal with these fish that are frequently anywhere from 500 to 1,000 pounds.
Oh.
So you can imagine they get pretty fucking big.
Yeah, I can see it.
And Dean Lucan was a case in point. I mean, when he was competing, I believe he was about 128 kilograms, which is 280 odd pounds. And as you can gather, yeah, that wasn't being a jabba bubba.
Mm-hmm.
He was, yeah. As I said, a lot of the tuna fishermen get pretty big.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've watched some programs on TV, and yeah, they get rather large.
Yeah, funny that. My nephew reckons he met a guy in South Africa who was an absolute unit, who claimed to be, and he could have been telling my nephew the truth, but it does sound a wee bit suspect to me, and I'll tell you why. In fact, you may even be able to see why before I get there. He reckoned he was an ostrich farmer. No problem with that. But he reckoned that sometimes you'd have to go in and hand wrestle an ostrich.
And wrestle an ostrich.
Yeah. Because apparently they'll generally stay together as a flock quite easily. Every now and again, one will get loose, so you got to go and grab it, wrestle it, and throw it back in with the others. Now, I don't know if you know how big an ostrich actually is.
Yeah, they get pretty big. I'm not sure about weight
They
wise,
do.
but they get pretty
They
big.
also have very big claws. And further, they would have the ability to do very precise strikes with their beak that would totally nail you. So I'm kind of going, I wonder if he used to have an lend of my nephew. But that said, make no assumptions. He could have been absolutely telling it how it is.
All right.
I would be curious to know as to whether that is something that is approached in that manner. If that was how it was done, you would have to say, yes, the guy would be strong as an ox.
Well, that would be, yeah. It would have to be.
And you'd also need to be mad as a cut snake.
Oh, yeah. That is for sure.
Although a lot of those South Africans are. I think it's a thing of the South African history is actually very interesting because, of course, you got the white South Africans who are they're not from one nationality. They're Dutch and English of descent. And they were at war at one stage, and it only got sort of sorted out by a diplomatic thing between England and Germany, or England and Holland rather, that wasn't ever resolved in South Africa itself. And the English were very dirty in what they were doing. That was a form of genocide, in truth.
Wow.
And at the end of the day, yeah, it's full on. Like they were starving people, Dutch immigrants anyway. And because of all of that, there's a lot of ill feeling still, even amongst the white South Africans, let alone what the black South Africans feel about having been put through apartheid. So unsurprisingly, the South Africans have got a bit of a edge on them. Probably more than what most of us do.
Right.
That said, every time I've met a South African with one, actually, no, he was from Zimbabwe. Didn't like him, but every other time I've met South Africans, they've been very pleasant.
Damn.
It's a curious thing, like I said, little out there, but then given the history, you can't be surprised by that. But very nice people, in my experience.
Interesting.
Something that's worth checking out is, I got to say, much though I hate the fact that the South Africans are, hammer the Australians in the rugby, they do play rugby the way I like it played.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, they're savage. The guy, in fact, if you want to have a really good gander at a absolutely brutal rugby player of who's currently playing, you want to track down a guy named Eben Etzebeth. 6'8", about 260 pounds, and a very bad attitude. At least when he's on the field.
You said 6'8"
seems very
and
pleasant.
260 pounds.
Pardon?
You said 6'8".
6'8" and 260 pounds.
Damn. That was a brute.
Oh yeah, and the thing is, like I said, when he's on the, from interviews I've seen of him off field, he seems very, reasonable as far as he doesn't want to be. He's not a nasty person. He's quite pleasant, and he's generally quite pleasant on. He's quite decent on the field. He's just utterly uncompromising and quite happy to be the enforcer. And you got to say, well, when you're 6'8" and 260, that is an option that is available to you.
Yep.
Now, what I'm going to do now is that still?
That's definitely a damn.
Yeah, he did embarrass himself recently because fight breaks out as it does, and he inadvertently, and I do think it was an accidental, but clumsy, got his thumb in the guy's eye. So he copped 12 weeks for that. And yeah, not a good look.
Yeah.
Generally, he's played 141 tests without getting a red card ever. So you can say, well, yeah, he's generally clean. Generally.
Eye gouging in any sport is frowned upon.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can't do that, mate. And rightly so. I mean, it's just, no, that's going to affect people's eyesight. It's not like it's a street fight or something. It's a sport. There's a big difference. I mean, okay, yes, street fight, everything's on the table. Sport, no, lads. It's a sport.
Yep, street fight. They're gonna bite, kick,
You can
gouge.
do what you like. I'm entirely comfortable with that position.
Yep.
Sports, when people start doing that shit there, they're idiots. It's not what sport's about. Sport's supposed to be fun.
They do it purposely because they're not confident in themselves.
It is actually.
I mean, shit happens, you know.
One thing I learned was that the higher the grade you played at, the less cheap shots you got. Because at the lower level, they do cheap shots to try and slow you down because they weren't good enough. At the higher level, you just got harder shots because they were good enough and would go in harder for it. And that's fine. I can kind of live with that because, well, hey, what do you think you're doing? Playing tiddlywinks?
Yeah, it's like in UFC fighting. If you kick them in the nuts or gouge your eyes or punch them in the back of the head, you'll get red carded, points deducted.
Okay.
If you're going to be doing it, depending on, for eye gouge, it should be instant disqualification. Nut shot, yeah, I can see just being point deducted. There is an occasion when you could do it as a strategy as well, because there are people who, if you do that, they will lose their shit.
Absolutely.
And I've seen fighters bait fighters who do lose their shit when that's done. And you think, fool, you just played their game. Okay, got all of this through detail. That's good. The other, although it can backfire him, but do you remember Kostya Tszyu, a boxer?
No.
He was originally from Russia, and he emigrated to Australia. Represented Australia and was a world champion in his division. Anyway, he was a very clean fighter. I can't remember who he was going against, but the dude headbutted him. And Zeus looked at the referee and said, you're going to call this into line? And the referee didn't do too much about it. Guy's done it again. And he shouldn't have. Because all he did was make Kostya angry. And the problem with that is that when Kostya Tszyu got angry, he didn't lose his technique. And he has just torn the guy limbless. It was quite something to witness. Another similar sort of story goes to, you ever heard of a Muay Thai fighter called Bakor?
Oh.
Bakor Pramuk. He had an evil kick on him. And I mean evil. He's not competing anymore, at least I don't think so. I'd be very surprised if he was. But basically, he was in a K1 tournament in Japan. And this Japanese fighter has gone to figured, well, the big rap is that he's got the legs, I'll take his legs. And has gone for a shot that was dodgy in its legality at one point.
Brilliant.
And in the way he did it as well, he has clearly made Bakor unhappy. And yeah, at one stage, and he's just gone right, and he's just opened up on him with his legs. And it got to the point where you could actually see the guy's borderline running for cover. Like he's copped one kick, and as the second one's nailed him, he's trying to get back so he doesn't wear the third. As he moves across, in comes a fourth on the other leg. It's just kicking the shit out of him. One of the most brutal attacks I've ever seen with legs. Absolutely sensational.
Damn it.
But it was beautiful technique, utterly brutal. And the knockout wasn't to the head. It was because the guy couldn't stand anymore.
I like Brock Lesnar. He was a WWF wrestling champion, and he went into the UFC. And
Who's that?
Brock Lesnar.
Oh yeah.
His first match, he got beat. Been going there being cocky. The man in the back of the head.
Yeah, I think he got the hang of it eventually, but he used to do a lot of pretty much just using his sheer size to lie on people and then hit them.
Yeah. And that's what he was known for. He made a name for himself in UFC, but
he did.
His first bout, he got an ankle lock and had to tap out. Can't remember what the guy's name was.
You worked out that wasn't that there's a big difference between
technique and just being
big.
Yeah.
The trick with a guy like him is obviously you've got two options depending on what your strengths are. The bigger option is to try and move in quick, get under his guard.
Yeah, Brock Lesnar, being big he was quick as well.
That is the thing, isn't it?
Yeah, he was quick.
You got to be. It's all strategy ultimately, and how you're going to go about it.
Yeah.
But if you're going to, with your strategy, you can only apply what your skills allow. And of course, what they would have done, or you should do, you'd think, is to have worked out what they're going to be doing before the fight starts.
Mm.
Because if you're going into it without any strategy at all in a competition fight, because you've got time to do that research.
Yep.
So they would, and quite rightly. But yeah. But yeah, the ones I like, the fights I like watching are the lightweights of Muay Thai. And the reason for that is you get a lot of the Thai guys doing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And whereas if you look at the super heavyweight Muay Thai, you're looking at white guys, and they are not as technically pretty as the Thai boys, who've got really nice technique and pretty to watch. I went to a place called Lumpini Stadium in Bangkok to watch the fights there once, because we knew the director of.
Cool, wasn't it?
Oh, it was because we knew the director of training at the in fact, that's who we were there to train under, the director of training at National Stadium. We also managed to get ringside, and yeah, it was some of the kicks, man. You could hear them like that, whack, as the boy was landed. Like, oh dearly me. It was quite something to behold. We also went and saw some at the Channel 7 studios, where there's a stadium there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's a ring actually in the studios.
Oh, wow.
So they can broadcast fights live. And there were some good fights too. Saw one dude. Oh dear. There's a gentleman's rule in Muay Thai. Note, gentlemen's, that the elbows won't come out unless, because elbows are pretty brutal, and the generally is considered polite in Muay Thai to try and avoid them. But the moment one person starts them out, it's on. It's on for young and old. And because, of course, agreement has been broken, sort of thing. Or if there's nature between two different camps, the elbow rule might just be cut to the chase on that one.
Yeah, you can do elbows in UFC, but in some countries, you can't do that.
Well, as I said, in Muay Thai, it's considered ungentlemanly. You don't generally do it, but if it's on, yeah, okay, whatever. Anyway, one fighter gone for, yep, the elbows are out.
Oh, man, I've seen guys up with them elbows, man.
Oh, dude. Well, when the elbows came out, one sucker, I don't know if he was the one who started it either, but certainly he was the one who got finished. So I saw him cop two big elbows, and he wasn't getting up before the next fight. Had to be stretched out. I was like, ooh, that's how you use an elbow, right?
Those big old down hematomas because they get put elbowed in the forehead or over the eyebrow.
Look, elbows are a brutal weapon used correctly.
Do what?
Elbows are a brutal weapon used correctly.
Yep.
The Chinese have a saying: the knee is king of the leg, the elbow is king of the arm. And what they mean by that is two things. One, you take that joint out, you take the limb out. Two, they're your most powerful strikes on those limbs. An elbow is far more powerful and damaging than a punch, and a knee is far more powerful and damaging than any kick. So there you go.
I've seen dudes on UFC get roundhouse to the forehead.
Oh, yeah, that'll do you.
Them slam out.
Oh yeah, night night nurse. But yeah, as far as on a knees to the ribs.
See Tweety Bird flying around.
Pardon?
That's being funny. I said, see Tweety Bird flying around.
Oh yeah. Right, that's almost all the wheels. I've got to do the inside of the rims, but that's part of these done. I've got a lot of good detailing done so far today. I'm pretty happy.
Cool. Well, I run my brake lines and now I'm putting my shocks in.
Nice.
Now I got my goggles. I'll spark plug my engine tomorrow on here.
Around here.
But I'll tell you what, though, I enjoy watching women fight more than I do the men. Man, women are they're mean, brutal.
They are savage.
Oh, my God, man.
When I was the
Do not play.
manager of Adelaide Uni rugby side, they got to the final. And the finals for all the different grades are held on the one day, as pretty much most sort of things. And the women's final as well. And the two women's teams who were in the final were populated largely by both Maori and Aboriginal women, and big Maori and Aboriginal women. And yeah, they seem to have a whole lot less concern for their own personal well-being than any of the blokes did. God, it was incredible. You wouldn't. It was just like, dear God. Here we go. So I've got my. That's.
Oh yeah, they look good. Nice.
Now I've got to obviously do that side and that part of the rim, but that's what the outside of them's going to look like anyway. Well, hubcap's got to go on yet, but yeah.
Nice.
Now, clean brush. Yeah, they're just okay. Let's face it. One of the to-do things on a rugby field is to run full sprint into people. This is no surprise. But yeah, they seem to do it with a fervor and energy that even the blokes didn't. It was just quite something to witness.
I'm sure you heard of Ronda Rousey in the UFC, right?
Yeah, I've heard she's a bit of a machine.
Man, that woman's a joke. I'm sorry.
Oh, really?
I've never liked her fighting style.
I've never actually seen her do anything. I've never actually seen her fights, that is. I mean,
Holly Holm, this was several years ago, beat her to death. Made her look stupid. Yeah, made her look pure stupid. Yeah.
Ronda
Rousey's not fighting? Yeah, Ronda Rousey's not fighting anymore. She lost her title. And after she lost her title, she kind of stepped away from it.
Yeah,
I don't understand how she got her title to start with.
Okay.
I really don't.
Okay. Was the competition very stiff, or because I know that, for example, there's an Australian guy who was a boxer, Tony Mundine, and he did win a world championship. But the thing is, because of course there's 3 boxing conferences just to begin with, and his weight class was one of the least represented. And I think he won his world title in the least represented weight class in the conference where there was the least competition for that weight class, if you follow me.
Wow.
So you can say, yes, you did win a world title, but, and this is where you look at dudes like Tyson, for example, where it's very much a take on all comers and good luck with that. Nobody would dare dispute that he was not a world champion. You couldn't dispute.
Yeah, if you can fight in different weight classes and kick asses, you know, above your weight class, yeah, you deserve the title.
Well, the actually the guy who taught me Muay Thai, or most of my Muay Thai, was a national champion in Thailand in 2 different weight classes. He, yeah,
Pretty cool.
very lightweight weight classes, of course, because well, he's Thai. Here's a question for you that relates to Thai. Can you recall the name of the Thai restaurant that Bart Simpson delivers menus for?
Oh man. Shit. No, tell us.
You Thai now. I think that's gold.
You tight now.
You Thai now.
Okay, get down. What are you doing, son? Sit down, boy. Get off me.
Now.
Lay down. No. Don't sneeze on me, you asshole. Damn it, man.
Yeah. I'm really close to having all the detailing done, then it's just putting it together. This is another car, no weathering is going to happen on this. In fact, I think with cars in general, I probably just wouldn't weather unless there was a reason I wanted to, if you follow me.
Oh, yeah, not unless you're doing like a barn find.
Yeah.
And that is something I do want to do sometime or another. But I've learned a lot of weathering techniques and how to make seats look torn and
Yeah.
So it's actually really cool.
But it's that's as I said, I wouldn't be weathering this one. Some cars you would, as we've discussed, but generally no. No.
You know why priests won't make good racers? You know why priests aren't good racers?
Pardon?
You know why priests aren't good racers?
Oh, here we go. Hit us with it.
Oh, they come in a little behind.
Yeah. The did you hear about the nuns walking through a park? Well, these 3 nuns are walking through a park, and a flasher leapt out and exposed himself to them. 2 had a stroke. Other one wasn't quick enough.
Oh shit! That was pretty good.
Actually, I can't remember how myself, Chris, and his wife got onto the discussion. We were talking about communion breads, and Chris actually recalls going to a place across the road from where we went to school to see how it was all made and and it was all laid out on sheets, and they press out the communion breads and There's all this bread left. We're saying, well, why don't they just have some dips on hand? They get their communion bread, get the leftovers, bit of tiramisu, bit of hummus there, maybe a few other bit of smoked oyster dip on hand. But no, they put it to waste. I mean, where's the sense in that? They could have had themselves a nice little picnic. But yeah, no, that's how they make them. They press them out. We were just discussing the waste of not having the dips on hand. They could have a bit of cheese with them. communion wafers with cheese and wine.
You didn't like.
All right, once I got these rims done, because of course I don't really need to do the middle, because hey, who would have thought there's going to be tires there? That'll be these done.
We'll have some rubber on it.
Yeah. 2 more. And then there's a little tidy up I think I need to do. Is there? No. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe there. Maybe. Later. And
Tomorrow I'll run my front brake lines and I'll wire up my engine. Also working on a 85 442 Cutlass.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I put the decals on this one today.
Cool.
Yeah, another car I had when I was younger was a 442 Cutlass Supreme.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was 85 as well. It was also blue with a half white vinyl top.
Wow.
But I got in a wreck in that one. I pulled out in front of a lady and she flipped the front quarter panel on the passenger side and bent the frame into an L.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was carrying
That's
that
not good.
dual exhaust put on it to the muffler shop.
Yeah.
And my brother and I worked at the same place, and I was carrying him to work to drop him off, and I was in the turn lane, and this lady said, "Hey, come on across." So dumbass me listened to her, and by the time I pulled out, the car hit me about 40 miles an hour sitting still. I was sitting still when they hit me.
That's not a good speed to be hit at.
No, my brother got a mild concussion out of it, and he had to go to the hospital.
You're lucky that it's just mild. Could have been a lot worse than that.
When the car came to rest, our Hardee's breakfast food went all over the car, and the car stopped. My brother looked at me. He said, "You still going to carry and have dual exhaust put on it this morning?"
Ha!
I said, "Damn it, Kevin."
My mum once had a collision. She wasn't actually responsible. She was actually parked at the lights. And this guy had run a red, nice one, and had hit one car so hard that he had actually bounced off of that one and into my mum's and another car.
Yeah, yep.
And you got to be saying, congratulations, you're a special kind of stupid. Because that's just... running red lights is pretty dumb at the best of times. Let's not be shy.
Man,
it's looking for trouble in the biggest way. And yeah, what else am I doing?
I learned
yeah, that was certainly the case in this instance. One of, you really didn't think that through, did you?
I learned a long time ago when that light turns green, you better not just jump out there because somebody will fucking hit you.
Well, I actually had an experience not long ago where I was turning onto a road and I knew my lights, I could see the lights had just turned yellow for the other road. And I'm looking up the road and I can see this car approaching the intersection. I'm thinking, this guy either A, is not aware that he's going to have to slam on the brakes, or is just simply not going to stop. And I was absolutely correct in my assessment that he just didn't stop. And it was at that point I've gone, congratulations. A, he's an idiot. And B, I've made a smart choice. I was kind of glad for that, I tell you.
Yep.
But it was just wow, special kind of stupid.
And nothing I hate more than somebody get on my ass, man, and tailgate me. I'll brake check them and I'll slow down to like a damn crawl.
Oh, I'm with you. I'm a complete prick when it comes to that shit, and with good reason in my eye.
I can leave home a little bit earlier to get where you're going, you know? I'll sit there and try to make my life a living hell.
Yeah, totally. I will actually, depending on how far they push it, I can be an absolute prick. My opening gambit is I will slow down. If they overtake, well and good.
Yeah,
if I see them then harassing other drivers, because let's face it, they generally don't get too much further ahead, and they start tailgating someone else.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
If I can, because if I see that, I'm going, oh, you're just a fuckhead. That's the thought it inspires in me. My next port of call is, if I'm lucky, I'll get past him again. And then I'll make sure that, say that's the car that he's been tailgating, and I'm there. I'm just going to sit just about there. He'll change lanes, and I'll slow down. Then he'll go, oh, you can see it.
Yeah.
And then I'll change lanes again, so I'll speed up. You'll be amazed as to how long I can play this game. Now, some will suggest, now that's just provoking, yeah. Damn right. Well, but they deserve it. What can I tell you?
100%. I agree. 100%. Absolutely.
It's a bit like I believe the phrase I'm looking to bandy about is, they're asking for it. They're all asking for it.
God damn it, they're going to get it.
Well, certainly if I have any say in the matter, yes.
They want to ask you. And you know what's so good and funny about it? When you get to the stoplight or stop sign, the motherfuckers are sitting right there. They ain't gained no ground.
I know, right? It's just dumbass. Dumbass.
You ain't made no ground.
No, they don't. That's the thing that always has me going. And the point of all of that was,
this man a couple of weeks ago made a point to follow my wife and shoot her to bird. He was that damn because of his mistake. He done something stupid, and she had to veer over to keep from him hitting her.
Dick.
Yeah. And then he kind of almost chases her down so he can shoot her to bird.
This was just idiots.
Of his own
One of the funniest things I saw recently was dash cam footage where basically there's this dude on a motorbike.
I don't think they're golden, man.
Giving this driver the bird quite angrily, obviously. It's not something you've done generally with a smile. And the problem he's got is that his behavior is clearly obnoxious enough that a nearby moose takes exception and actually knocked him off his bike.
Damn.
And you got to be going, well, that's how obnoxious you are. When the local wildlife starts taking exception, you've done really well.
Wow. Damn.
Now, I reckon I'm going to have this done by Sunday. Possibly.
Okie dokie.
That would be a bit interesting. Now, what time we got? What I might do, I might do a bit of assembly first. I don't want to scooch off just yet. Hang on. Now let me do some time calculations. Actually, I might. Okay. We'll give you a bit of solo time so that you can show us what you've done, Bassman.
All right.
And we'll go. Boom.
I've got the chassis.
Oh, yeah, nice one.
Got the shocks in it, the exhaust on it, drive shaft in it.
Nice.
You can see it by running the brake lines from the master cylinder
Yep.
all along. Well, there's one right there, and there's one running alongside the chassis right here, and going into the wheel hubs on
Nice
each side. And got the exhaust up front put on.
Cool.
That's what I've done, sitting there working on it tonight.
Nice one.
Thanks,
That's
sir.
looking very pretty, dude.
I appreciate it. As is yours.
Alrighty. Well, that is us done for today. Thanks for watching. We do appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
First-time viewers out there, you know the drill. Follow, like, or subscribe.
Subscribe and like.
Other platforms. I'm Rob the Builder on Facebook and YouTube, and Robster the Builder on Instagram and Twitch. And follow, like, or subscribe. Now, tomorrow we'll be back. I reckon I'm going to do the 7:30 thing again. Or
Okay.
7:30. Nah, because again, got early things to do tomorrow, so at least get a good solid hour or so in, and away we go, so to speak.
All right, that'll work.
And so I'll see you then. At the end of the day, we'll be back at the same kit time, same kit channel. Catch you good people then. See yous.
Later.